Hi, everyone. I'm Wendy Cherney, the host of Snap Break from Source. Every Monday through Thursday, we take 20 minutes to cover hot topics in commercial architecture and design, including new product releases, designer stories, industry leaders, and the impact of design. If you're tuning in live, know that you're automatically on mute, but you can use the chat feature to ask questions. You can also find a video recording on demand at tothesource.com or subscribe to the podcast on Apple or Spotify by searching Source Snack Break. Today is Wednesday, September 16th, and we are talking tile with our friend Jen from Arizona Tile. I'm so excited to see you, Jen.
Hello.
Everyone on our chat is so excited to see you.
I'm excited to see everyone on the chat. Hey, guys.
Yes, I'm so pumped. And we are going to talk all things tile. So before we get started, can you tell us a little bit about your background and a little bit about Arizona Tile? And then we're also going to briefly mention that you have the perfect last name for the product that you sell because your last name is Stone. So I love that. And can you tell us a little bit about your background and then about Arizona Tile?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been in the stone and tile industry for almost a decade, which is kind of crazy. I never thought I would know so much about tile and stone. I studied interior design in Chicago originally and kind of dabbled in some kitchen and bath design. And then about 8 years ago, when I randomly decided to move to Portland, I got a job at a tile and stone distributor here in town and just kind of fell in love with the industry and the products and the people. And I love being in A&D and being a resource for designers. I just kind of stuck. And I guess, the last name, it was just destined to be in this industry.
I love it.
Yeah. In Arizona Tile, so they've been around for over 40 years, really super awesome tile company. They have always kind of been down in the more southwestern regions. And just recently, we opened a showroom in Seattle about 1.5 years ago. And so we're kind of new to town, but we have so much to offer, some really great products, great price points, just a really nice variety of products. So
awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to review it to everyone.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about some of your new products. So let's get into it. What is this first line? And tell me all the cool things you can do with it as a designer.
So Shibusa is a cool new line. It's brand new this summer. You can kind of see that it has sort of inspiration of a very linear kind of organic bamboo. But what I love about it is that we have some nice large format sizes, 12 by 24 and then 24 by 48. You'll notice kind of in that office photo at the top there, the linear grout joints just kind of blend into the pattern of the tile. So it just feels like one really beautiful kind of big stretch of flooring, which kind of expands the space and just gives a really clean look. So in addition to the large format tiles, there's some really cool mosaics. The photo in the center there, that gray linear mosaic, is a 1 inch by 24 inch mosaic.
Whoa.
So kind of an interesting format for mosaic. And because it is that, those skinny little pieces, you can actually wrap a little bit of a radius.
Nice.
So that wall is actually curved there. You can kind of see, I think those little, the tables in the bottom photo are clad in that. So you could wrap columns, but just a cool kind of durable option for like bar areas that have a little bit of a curve, or reception desks. It just kind of like feels very textural, but really kind of just very simple and minimal. There's 5 different colorways. There's some really pretty kind of like honey, kind of grayish, warmer options too. There's also a rhomboid mosaic and a basket weave and a 9 by 11 inch hex. So lots of options.
A 9 by 11, so kind of big, but not.
Yeah, it's a larger hex. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And
cool. And go ahead. So I like that this gives you kind of a wood look without being a wood look. Do you know what I mean? Like it's textural, but linear, but it's kind of interesting. It's like not something we've seen before. So I feel like it's super versatile in what a designer can do with it and where they can put it.
Yeah, it's not so literal of a bamboo look or of a wood look. It just has kind of a nice organic feel to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that something you're seeing a lot in how designers are speccing things, or trends you're seeing? Is this sort of a newer look in terms of what you're seeing coming up in the tile world? Is this there more to come maybe in this type of look?
Probably. I think the biggest thing, I mean, people want something organic and kind of natural looking. You know, there's so many nice lines out there, just like the super solid, very architectural lines, but having something that reads sort of as a, you know, like a simple line, but having some depth and kind of interest to it makes it also more maintenance.
Yeah.
Better. Yeah.
Love that. Okay, so let's talk about this product because this is super cool. I'm super excited. Tell us about, I can't pronounce it. You go. Okay.
This one's called Vitri. So it's a rectified porcelain tile. So with that, it's actually rated for floor and for walls. But you're gonna notice there's a really beautiful high gloss finish to it. And so with that high gloss finish, it almost reads more of a glass, which is really interesting. We have it installed in our Seattle showroom. And when I first walked in, I thought I was walking on glass tile. So I'm like, it tricked me? What? But it's a really beautiful, very elegant look. And you'll notice around the edges, there's a little bit of a darker tint, and that detail kind of varies in saturation and thickness. So it gives us sort of this illusion of a pillowed edge. Even though it's a rectified tile, you get those really skinny kind of critic grout, you know, thickness grout joints. But it gives it just like a little bit more depth and some interest around the edges. It looks almost like a hand cut glass.
So it's kind of the best of both worlds. You get the tiny grout lines, but you also get it feeling a little bit more organic, a little bit more of that handmade sort of look, while also being super glossy.
Yes. Yes.
So it's everything.
It is. There's 5 different colors. That's the Bianco, which is a really pretty kind of milky white. But there's a really pretty kind of glassy green and light aqua color. And of course, a lovely gray and taupey kind of color too. So
nice.
Yeah.
And what sizes does it come in? Mostly big?
Big and small. So there's the 24 by 24 and then the 8 by 24. And I really like the combination of those two. If you want to either like wrap up the 8 by 24s on the wall, or that middle photo kind of shows the little band, just adding a little more interest for the different sizes. And there's also a 4 by 12, which is a nice little backsplash sort of scale, which is really cute. But they're all suited for flooring or for wall.
Wow. Yeah. And so are there things designers should keep in mind if they're working with a super gloss for the floor? Like how should they talk to their clients about maintenance, or their areas to avoid, or what can they do to make sure that this product always looks great and is in the right location when it comes to slip or all that good stuff, when it comes to working with something that is so glossy like this?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to consider, of course, where you're putting it. If you're putting it in a wet area, it is going to be a little more slippery because of that glossy finish. For commercial uses, I would probably say low traffic would be best. Yeah,
so maybe not an entryway, but maybe someplace that's a little cool. Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Or you can have it at the border with other porcelains.
Yeah. Okay. So we have our first question from Brittany, and they want to know, does it scratch easily? The gloss?
No, it doesn't. Ooh. It is fired on there at a very high temperature. So it's super, I keep looking because I have one sitting right here, but it's very durable. And so even with a gloss finish, you're not going to see scratches. It would take a lot. So you probably chip it before you actually scratch it.
Oh, awesome. That's good to know.
Hard to do. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about this line, because this is super cool. I'm really into these new colors, and I am seeing a lot from tile, especially coming out of, I want to say, Europe and Italy in particular, like some really bold colors and some really cool things you can do with backsplashes. So this is one of those. Can you tell us a little bit about this line?
Yeah, so Joya is really fun. Designers definitely want color options these days, so this is a great one to consider. There's actually 16 different colors, so you kind of see that pretty gray on the right there, but there's also like really fun oranges and reds and all kinds of options. And it's just one size, a 4 by 16.
Wow.
But they all have like a little bit of that kind of undulated surface to make it look more of a handmade tile, a little more special than just like your basic subway. The midtones especially kind of hang onto some of that pigment and the nooks and crannies to give it a lot of cool shade variation. What else? This one's actually, it's a low fired porcelain. And so what that means is that it's fired at a higher temperature than your basic ceramic tile. So it'd be great for steam showers or for exterior applications. you want to keep it on the wall because it's still not durable enough to actually walk on. But yeah, it's a super durable, versatile option.
I love that. And can you talk a little bit about where all these tiles, like where are they all made? Where are they coming from? And what sort of trends are you seeing from those areas? I always feel like tile is really fun because the stuff coming out of Europe is like super exciting, and like whatever they're doing over there right now, we're gonna see in like a year. And so I'm always like, what are you seeing happening?
Yeah. Well, this one, I believe this is Italian. Most of our tiles come from Spain and Italy. What are some trends? Let's see. I've been noticing a lot of like tumbled stone looks are coming back. I've been seeing that more and more, and like Versailles patterns, which is a little crazy. It's very traditional, but kind of more modern takes of that. Definitely color. I mean, those mauves and like dark greens, like the avocado green in the Joya collection, is super hot right now.
Designers are looking for a place to like break out of our gray shell. We want to add some color, right?
Yeah, especially now with everything. I think color is like going to save us. We really just need
see something cheerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I kind of love that this line gives you a way to do that. Like you can make a huge impact in a small area and then mix and match it with some other colors to sort of like tone it down. But it's a very versatile line, and then it could go a lot of places and really make a high impact. Are you seeing designers sort of do that? Like work within the same collection and sort of use it in different places in a building or in a project?
Yeah, absolutely. That's really nice to be able to kind of take different bits and pieces of a line and then incorporate in different applications within the same project to kind of give a sense of cohesiveness. Yeah, that's always a really good.
I love that. And I do appreciate that this line has sort of, it looks a little handmade, and it has that sort of, like you said, the sort of crackle and sort of movement a little bit in the glaze. I do see a lot of designers asking for that these days, is sort of the handmade look without the handmade cost. Is that something you're seeing as well?
Yes, 100%. Yeah. And I mean, definitely all the local artisans that are making handmade tile, I mean, support them if you can. Like that's such a wonderful thing. And
oh, your audio went away. Come back, Jen.
Oh no. Am I back?
We're good.
But yeah, this is definitely a nice alternative to, the projects where you can't, where you don't have the budget for that. This one's really affordable.
Sweet. And we have another question. Is there anything you need to know when specifying this in an area such as a steam room or someplace with a lot of high moisture that needed to be included in the specs because it is that low fire porcelain? Is there anything designers should be aware of or install wise? Are there considerations that they should keep in mind?
I mean, as far as the actual tile goes, you would install it as you would any other tile. You don't need to seal it. There's no kind of like special treatment for those sort of areas. You want to make sure you have a good water barrier, of course. I think that's the most important thing.
Okay, awesome. And would that be like a type of, can you get a certain type of mortar that is a water barrier, or do you need like an actual sheathing?
You need an actual barrier, like a water.
Okay. Sweet. Okay. I know that's always a little like, I know stuff about tile. I think.
Feel free to always reach out if there are questions like that come up. We do carry setting materials at Arizona Tile, so I can help walk you through your spec if there's a specific application or installation that you're not sure about, and then you want to write a really tight spec. We can definitely work through it.
I love that. Ask the experts when in doubt, especially when it comes to specs. Yes. Great. Okay. And then let's talk about this because I am super excited about this terrazzo look. We were just talking about a designer looking for terrazzo. So tell us a little bit about this product line and what makes it so amazing.
Yeah, well, it's perfect. So we were just talking about kind of trends from Europe. So this is a big one that's really hot right now. I'll start by kind of explaining what agglomerate means. So that's referring to those pieces of Italian marbles that you see in the tile there. And it's fused together with a resin binder, similar to what quartz is made out of. And so we have three different colorways. There's the Palladio Moro, which is the black and white, and then the Palladio Dolce, which is the white on white. And both of those, you'll kind of notice the stones are rounder. They're actually tumbled before they're put together in the mix. So you get this kind of cool, more, soft, pillowy stone look. And then the Bianco Arabescato, or Arabescato Bianco, on the bottom right. is the natural stones are going to be a little bit more jagged, which I think is kind of like that more traditional look that you're going to see all across Italy and all across Europe. But yeah, a really, really beautiful look. We're doing 24 by 24 for the tiles, and then actually offered in a 2 cm slab as well. So that would be beautiful to wrap up a wall. It's a thinner, thickness of a slab, so you could definitely do that. And yeah.
So you could do this as a countertop if you want.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah. Okay, so you could do terrazzo everywhere.
Yeah. And one thing to note on this, because it does have that natural stone and resin, you want to treat it like a natural stone. So it'd have to be sealed. And then just kind of know that over time it could potentially scratch or etch, and just kind of have that expectation set right. But
the benefit is you get marble in your floor or countertop.
Always a benefit.
Always a benefit. And when it comes to pricing with this one, how does this one price for a designer? How can they talk to their client about it? Especially when it comes to like having to seal it. How should they talk to their client about this product?
So it's really quite affordable. Yeah, it kind of, budgetary hovers around between, I don't know, 7 to 12-ish. Don't quote me on that. But for some high-end, elegant look, it's actually very affordable. Yeah. The sealing isn't a big deal. It's a really easy process. Homeowners can do it themselves over time, or you can call someone to do it. You just take a roller brush, and it's very, very simple process. So yeah, no real added costs as far as it being a natural material or anything like that. It's very friendly.
Sweet. And some of these grout lines, it looks like there's some metal happening, like some brass a little bit. Are you seeing that with like metals coming into tile lines? I feel like that is maybe coming, and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I have been seeing that a lot. It's very cool. I want to say this is a Schluter that they put in there. Okay. I think that's in our Houston showroom. I think that's where that installation is. But yeah, it's a really nice to have little brass accents. And I have gotten requests like, can you do a Schluter? Like, what are the different options? And
I love that.
Yeah.
So you can really make your floor look super, super classy with this product.
Very classy.
I love it. So before we go, designers, here's a great shot of all of those super fun tiles that we were talking about, and all the colors that it comes in. They're so great. Before we go, Jen, can you tell us a little bit about all the different products that Arizona Tile has, and when a designer should reach out to you? Like, what is the product listing that you have? How can you help designers on different types of projects? Like, tell us a little bit more about Arizona Tile before we go.
Yeah, so we have a huge variety of options. This is just a very small snippet. We have great, of course, we have a nice website, a lot of great installation photos on there too. But we have a whole quartz line called De La Terra, so check that out. But yeah, just nice offerings, ceramic, porcelain, beautiful natural stones, field tiles, and mosaics. So yeah.
Well, I was excited to see the natural stone, because that is something that designers can definitely work with you on picking, like slabs, mosaics, like any natural stone you need. I feel like
and natural stone is really why I'm in this industry. Don't tell anyone, but I love natural stone so much. So I'm glad that Arizona has such a beautiful selection, tile and also slab, beautiful quartzites and marbles and soapstone. So
I will let our designers know that we just uploaded all of those products to our website, so you can definitely check that out. So for those of you who are tuning into the podcast, there is a link in the show notes, so you can check out all these tiles for yourself and start ordering if you need. Designers, if you're interested in registering for another snack break, you can smash that register now button. We have a whole lineup for next week that I'm really excited about. But in the meantime, Jen, it was so good to see you. We miss you so much. These tiles are so cool, and I'm so excited to see some color popping up in our projects.
Awesome. Thank you so much, you guys.
We'll see you. Thank you so much. Bye.